Check. 1 2 1 2 1 2. How we looking? Check. Yes, sir. We are live. Miami on the Rocks. Casey Chops. You know what? I want to do some setting adjustments real quick. That's the good thing about going live. You do everything on the fly. Boom, boom, boom. We're gonna turn this up. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. Miami on the Rocks, Casey Chops. We are live. Today's episode, wanted to collab with my brother, a legend. He hasn't been here. We like 130 episodes in. He was always on the list to come here because his story needs to be told. I don't use the word legend loosely. A Miami legend in this DJ game from someone who's been doing this for 15 years. I have the DJs that I hold in a high regard that came, presently and before me that have set the tone. And I got my brother DJ Epps in here. I don't use the word legend a lot, bro.
Listen, man.
Check, there we go. Okay, check 1 2, check 1 2. It was just on, and then but when I switch scenes, now we're good. All right. Wait, let's see. Boom, boom. Check. Oh, here we go. I knew it. Oh wait. Okay, we're good. Boom. Check 1 2, check 1 2. There it is. Miami on the Rocks. Casey Chops got a legend in here. My brother DJ Epps. I don't use the term legend loosely. I'm very specific and stringent with that word. It's a very important word that a lot of people just use loosely. He's a legend, legendary. No, legend. GOAT, he's a GOAT, greatest of all time. No, like we cannot just throw those words around. Epps, talk to me. It's a pleasure having you here, bro.
Oh, man, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Casey Chop, man. And that legend word, man, I'm with you on that. And I'm just still humble enough to be here repping the community, the hip hop world and whatnot. So, thank you for that. I appreciate that.
Epps, we got to get into your story, bro. Your story. I feel like the Epps story.
I feel like Cody Rhodes over here.
Yeah. I feel like the Epps story, it hasn't been told, bro. Like the Epps story hasn't been told. I feel like maybe in some podcasts or maybe on the low, but I feel like
I took a couple of podcast stories and told what's up, but you're right,
For the people, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Epps, but I want to just preface all of this and give you a little rundown to the people of who DJ Epps is. DJ Epps, I always knew about him coming up. I'm, younger than him, and he's a OG in the game. You're cool with that OG word, right? Like
yes, I'm cool.
Cool. You've been here for decades, bro. You've transcended decades. I've always heard of, bro, DJ Epps. I want to talk about your party, Sugar Shack. Mm-hmm. This is late 90s, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about that. Like, that is a legendary South Beach party. Mm-hmm. Then you evolve, you do, bro, I think you've done every radio station in this damn market, to be honest with you.
I feel ashamed about it, but, I'm happy about it as well, too.
No, I think that's dope, bro. You've done all the radio stations. You've Shadyville, G-Unit, worked with 50 Cent in his label. Mm-hmm. Let's go back, bro. I want to go back to when you started, what inspired you. I need the DJ Epps story. You were born
in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, born in New York, couldn't find no ways to travel around the boroughs at a young age to do parties and whatnot. So I could only experience hearing Flex, Red Alert, and so on, Tony Touch, through mixtapes and radio stations. But by the time I got to Miami in the early 90s, going into the mid-90s, I learned how to move around South Beach and also do hooky parties and go to UM frats and do parties over there and build a name for myself. So, one thing I recognized was that there wasn't no mainstream DJs doing their own parties. I would hear of Uncle Al doing his own block parties. You know what I mean? But to do your own DJ Epps party on South Beach was unheard of. So
You were the first one to do that.
was the first one.
And this is before like Khaled is on the beach. This is
Before Khaled, way before Mauricio, way before. Big shout to there was other DJs doing stuff, but they were doing their underground stuff, but not mainstream stuff. So big shout to Big Rich. He was a creator of Sugar Shack. So when he brought me in, I helped them build that brand, where it was about Sugar Shack, DJ Epps, and Miami Beach. So when you would walk around South Beach and you would hear hip hop, you would just automatically would want to go to that party. And when you find out who's there, that's when the legendary Epps was being built, and you see artists.
There was no hip hop at that time on the beach, or was there?
There was.
Like, what was the hottest club at that time? Like,
The hottest club, I'm sorry. I don't want to say the hottest club, but the hottest party was Sugar Shack.
Mm-hmm.
And then we learned about the hottest club, Liquid Nightclub.
okay, what year did Sugar Shack start?
Sugar Shack started about 94.
Okay.
Yeah. So, when we started doing Sugar Shack, it's because we had a vision to just go to high schools and tell kids, come to Miami Beach and come to a hip hop party.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when, I don't beat my chest about it, but we are the originators of throwing a hip hop party on South Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Like even Chris Pacello, when he was doing Fat Black Pussycat and Liquid and the NFA boys, when they were doing those type of parties, that came afterwards because they realized how popular hip hop was growing. You know what I mean? They were really on their Studio 54 stuff. You know what I mean? There was really, shout to Mark Leventhal, rest in peace. You know what I mean? He was doing his funk, his deep house shit. You know what I mean? And then they would stick me in the back room where I would play hip hop because they heard me down the block doing my own parties. You know what I mean? And that kind of grew to a sense where now I got Michael Jordan in my DJ booth. I got Biggie Smalls in there. I got, Bobby and Whitney.
You've had DJs, you had Biggie Smalls and Michael Jordan next to you in the booth at Sugar Shack?
All types of athlete, artists, Madonna, Harrison Ford, big names, you know what I mean? And because, Sugar Shack was more hip hop, but Liquid was more upscale.
Like, okay, but it was dance, it was like more dance music.
In the big room.
Okay.
But dance to funk and disco.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And by 1:30, when they decided to open up the hip hop room, it was another story.
And do you remember at this time when you started Sugar Shack, you said like 94, what hip hop records are you playing at the time? Can you remember?
Yeah, man. At this time, it was all about KRS-One. It was all about Special Ed, Naughty by Nature.
Big Daddy Kane.
Well, Big Daddy Kane and Sugar Hills and they were definitely in the mix, but at that time it was really the beginning of the Biggie Smalls, the Beat Nuts, Wu-Tang, Eminem. You know what I mean? It was just the beginning, and then when you go to the late 90s, it just exploded to a point that you love hip hop. And you got to go to South Beach, and you got to go to a DJ Epps Sugar Shack party. You got to go to a Cream. You got to go How Can I Be Down when we had the conventions out here. You know what I mean? Renee McClain, he would come with the DJ Power Summit. You know what I mean? So like I said, I don't beat my chest about it, but we was pretty much the first to throw hip hop parties, and me, I was one of the first DJs to really be known and set the tone on South Beach. And at the same time, there were, afterwards, everybody learned how to find their ways. Mauricio found his way, Khaled found his ways, Irie found his ways. And sometimes we would all come together and do parties all together because of our promoters, you know what I mean? There was the Buttafuoco's, there was a Big Rich, there was a Godfrey, there was the Dewberries, you know what I mean? So, but when it came down to DJ Epps being the first one out here doing,
And when in Sugar Shack at that time, is there How does that, like, paint the picture? There's no bottle service, right?
You know, there was a VIP, but you know, there wasn't no sparklers or nothing. There wasn't no bottle service, you know what I mean, like that. But you know, the VIP was more, if I remember, it was more smoking vibes.
Okay.
And getting, you know, having a little fun, you know, finger popping type shit. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
But you know, at the same time, the best of the best artists would go through Sugar Shack. I remember Diddy would just come with J-Lo and he'll be on top of his security shoulders, just happy to be at a hip hop party. Like, you know, Sugar Shack it wasn't the tunnel, but it was the tunnel. It was
Miami, the tunnel.
It wasn't
that music.
Yeah,
like that's what
it was
I'm
that
thinking.
music, it was that energy, but it wasn't as grimy and scary.
Got you.
You know what I mean?
Were you playing any like Miami like 2 Live Crew like that stuff?
Of course,
Okay,
man.
okay.
You know, that was the best part of DJ Epps and my brand is that I would bring the New York and Miami vibe together. You know what I mean? Uncle Luke would appreciate that. He would come to my party and enjoy the mixture of a DJ playing all that together. And then on top of that, reggae, because that's how I started.
Oh yeah, now reggae in the 90s was big.
Yeah, I started off reggae.
You needed that to like balance out the grungy hip hop. You needed
Exactly. And I learned how to rock with other reggae sounds that was growing up in the early 90s as well. So yeah, man. Yeah.
Fire. And so after that, what happens? Like we move into the early 2000s. How did you get down with 50 Cent and Shadyville?
That's another story where, I was so good at being DJ Epps and rocking parties. Shout to the Night Breeders, at that time, they was holding me down. But at the same time, Khaled was growing with his brand, but he had also a team that he would help out Chris Lighty and Violator at that time. And something happened between, the rap beef between Ja Rule, Fat Joe, and 50. And at that time, Khaled's team had the account for 50 Cent on his sophomore year, Get Rich or Die Trying. And once the beef started between Fat Joe and 50, without even calling the label, Khaled just took the rap off the truck. Kind of pissed off a lot of investors, definitely pissed off 50, you know what I mean, and so on. I don't know what type of backlash he had got from Chris Lighty and other people, but, at that moment, 50 was like, damn, who do I,
who's my Miami guy now?
Who's gonna be my Miami guy? Mm-hmm. And he just remembered, and my boy Sha Money reminded him, like, man, just grab Epps. You've been to his parties every time you come to Miami. Mm-hmm. And he was like, shit, yeah, let's go. So they asked me to do it, and I was like, no problem. I was rolling with a little minivan at that time, and he was like, what type of car you got? I got a minivan. So gave me a nice check. Got me a nice big old truck. You know what I mean? Yeah, 50 was cool like that. You know what I mean? The budget was there. Sha Money, Nelson, they all helped me out. Teach me how to guerrilla market. Mm-hmm. So
before social media, bro.
Yeah. Before social media, it was all putting those posters up on the highway, flyers, getting them kids to follow my lead and do whatever, and it worked out. You know what I mean? And it was hard for me because I was in the belly of the beast. While these two feuding, so Joe, Khaled, they looking at me like, damn, why?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm a man, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is business, so.
Exactly.
If the man is, cutting me a check to do something, I'm all for it. But at the same time, I was respectful enough to not go to no Khaled party and pass out G-Unit flies. I ain't go do stupid shit like that. They were my boys no matter what. It was a street that kind of made it seem like we had beef.
Oh.
We never had beef.
Yeah.
Never. So, that took off for me to a point where, Who Kid put me down with Shadyville. The European market was watching me, and they started calling me over there to perform, if not every month, every other month. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you were going to Germany, right? A lot.
Switzerland, Belgium, France,
Wow.
Finland, Sweden. I was rocking.
You've
all
always had
over.
like your Europe runs.
Yeah. You know what it was? Like once that Sugar Shack 90s era kind of like,
Fizzled out.
yeah, you know what I mean? And then we go into 2000. It was also a time for me to look at myself in the mirror and like, okay, what should I do different? What should I do new? And once Tony Touch couldn't go out there to Europe for some reason, I ended up going out there for him, rocked it, and our same agency decided, Sia, who rolls with 50 right now.
Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, he's the one that been bringing me back and forth, making that Euros over there, and I just, you know, to me, I'm like, okay, man, like I'm done with Miami, you know what I mean? Because you know, I've been there, done that, I did what I could do, and I remember, man, the streets was like spreading rumors about like, oh man, Fat Joe and Khaled kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Blackball me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, and I laughed at it. I'm like, so the streets saying that they blackball me or I fell off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way I saw it is that I leveled up. I moved up. I went to do something different. And at the same time, there was other DJs coming in the market or growing. And, you know, that's dope. You know what I mean? But when I started coming back to Miami, you know, I'm hearing this stuff. I'm like, oh, really? All right, you know, cool. You know, and then I jumped on the 103.5 to Beatbox. We started doing I brought Sia to Miami and I showed him around and he started doing a party at Bamboo.
I was gonna bring up Bamboo, bro.
Yeah, man.
That was a legendary place right there.
you
I
know?
missed that era, bro.
Yeah.
You did Sundays there, right?
We did Sundays over there. We was bringing all types of artists, such like Kendrick Lamar, Yo Gotti, and so on, man. And you know, I was right there. You know, we would bring in, you know, the Ephesies and some other DJs. You know, yourself, I think.
Yeah,
You know what I mean. And we just rock. And you know, that's why I felt like, okay, you know, let me get this juice back up over here so people stop talking shit. And then, you know, at the same time, I'm looking at Miami like, you know what? Miami has grown to be a melting pot, but at the same time, you know, I didn't see no unity in a lot of people that's supposed to be friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
It's very like crabs in a barrel out here too. Like
big time. So I learned how to just stay to myself. Move by myself, kept that cool Herc mentality since the Sugar Shack days and just do your own parties.
yeah.
Don't wait on no promoters. Cause now at this time, promoters are kind of looking at me like, oh, he's old news. Why would I want to book him? I'll never forget it. I remember 210 Jack, my manager at the time was trying to get me to do a Mike Gardner party and he was just screaming at Jack like, why do I want to book him? He's old news. And I'm like, man, you know, I can't stand people like that.
You can't like rely on outsiders' approval. You know what I'm saying? So like that's why doing your own parties is the wave. You know,
always
because
the wave.
if you're relying on someone else to cut you a check or to book you or put you on, that's gonna the people who didn't put me on helped me the most.
Right.
Because it forces you to go into the direction that maybe not be comfortable in the beginning. But you go through that discomfort and build your own shit. Right. And you come out the fire like with equity, you know, with something.
It works for me, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I've always been like that since the 90s when I started off at Sugar Shack. I learned that by doing that at Sugar Shack, just doing your own party and not depend on nobody. Yeah, you know, thank God for some promoters out there. But at the same time, DJs, especially now, this era, oh man, I had DJs hitting me up trying to figure out life because, you know, either they charging too much or they stuck in a box. They don't know where to go. They don't know.
I think we're at that part. I think Epps, like 2024, we're at that time where DJs really need to think about starting their own parties.
Yeah.
You know, like
Definitely.
because it's bad because the technology is making it to where it's easy to be a DJ now, right? So we got so many people that
Thanks to your girl Paris Hilton.
yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, shit, or even Instagram. You start that shit too, you know, and now everybody's there. So there's so many DJs. So the art is getting cheapened, you know. So now people are doing it for a drink pass and a hookah. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking everything up and lowering the bar. So like DJs like us who have been in the game and we can't do that type of shit because it's going backwards, you know?
Right.
So the only option is to like break through the ceiling and really be your own boss and like, you know, put your own money up and start your own parties and gamble on yourself and you know, that's where I'm at with it, you know?
And that's where I'm at with it now. I'm a cool guy, Casey. You know me for a long time. But it's weird and it's mind-bothering that you end up seeing a lot of hate because of that. You end up seeing a lot of people being disruptive and wondering how you're still in the game and you're still doing this and you're creating a party and everybody still loves you and LL puts you down or this and this and this and this and that. It's like even some of the friends I used to roll with, their masks done fell off. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't believe you done switched up on me.
Yeah, bro.
Cause you see me still successful in music and you're doing whatever. You still smoking blunts. You still, you know.
Yeah, but that's why you can't, that's why I don't rely on anybody, bro. I don't rely on anyone. Like, if it fucks with your personality, it turns you into I guess, is a cold person the right word? Or like a, you know, like, yeah, cold is a good word. Like emotionless, numb, you know what I mean? Like, because we deal through so much. We're dealing with so many people all the time, and you're dealing with people betrayal, and you're dealing with letdowns, and you're dealing with super highs, and you're dealing with super lows, and it turns you into a person who like, or I'm speaking for myself, like it turns you a little cold, you know, that you kind of stone face everywhere you go, and you kind of like, you know. But I think that doing your own shit is the wave, bro. Like,
you know, it's funny you said that because I had a recent talk with somebody that said, hey, you know, sometimes he actually had the guts to tell this to my face, but he was like, yo, you know, word is you a diva out there. I'm like, a diva? You're like, yeah, because, you know, you're hard to work with. I'm like, no, it's not about hard to work with. It's just I have boundaries. And when you put those boundaries up and you don't let people try to take control of you, you know what I mean? And I learned this from, you know, people like Kid Capri. Like, you know, people tend to try to take advantage of DJs. You know what I mean? That's
real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And they think they could, you know, talk to us a certain way. There's promoters out there think that they could control us how to mix.
That's crazy, bro.
Like,
that's
dude,
crazy.
you don't know how to DJ.
But that's what I'm saying is getting crazy. There's managers that are sending playlists, and there's promoters that want this, and there's clients that pay this, and you gotta play fucking the Russian national anthem for this client or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like we said, like to cut all of that bullshit out and not have to deal with all of that bullshit because it's so relevant. A lot of DJs got to deal with a lot of bullshit right now.
Yeah.
To cut all that out, you just do your own shit and you're your own boss, and you don't got to worry about. No one's telling you how to mix. It's your shit. No one's, you know, telling you what to play or what client to tend to. It's your shit. You know what I mean? Like that is where I'm at with it, you know, because it's getting more. The art, like I said, the art is getting cheapened, so people are taking advantage. They're talking to DJs crazy, like, you know. So yeah, bro, that's where I'm at with it. Like, do your own shit, like, because yeah, I'm tired of the bullshit.
Even you know, with radio stations, like, you know, it sucks that they are running the same music over and over again, but they seem to need our help, but don't want to help us.
So here's the thing, bro, is that I don't feel a way about it because at the end of the day, for them, it's business. They're like, radio's not making bread, bro. They're broke. They're all broke. Like the sales, the sales reps are trash now. Even on that side of the game, you know, the money's not coming in like it used to.
And we're talking about terrestrial radio.
FM radio. Yeah. You know, we're talking about, you know, the classic stations we grew up listening to. They have no budgets for shit, bro. They have no. it's not like when we were coming up and everybody's getting a bag, you know, because all those commercials are coming in crazy. Like, it's not like that. People are not spending money local, especially local. There's some national shit like car brands and shit, but like local, people are not doing live broadcasts and shit. Like, people are not spending on that. Like, like if me and you were gonna throw a party, like, you know, our own party, would we, you know, you could get radio involved, you know, but it would have to be at a low price. I'm not gonna, you know, like for me, it's like, I'd be cool to do a live broadcast, but I'm not about to pay what radio was getting back in the, you know, early 2000s when it was, you know. But yeah, that's just where I'm at with it with radio, bro. Like, the ship is sinking and I just jumping off already. I don't want to be the last one there, like waiting for maybe it'll stop sinking and then.
Oh, I done that. I remember doing that with the station here in Miami and at Clear Channel. Me and Marky D was like the last one on the ship until it sank and says, okay, it's done. And we looked at it like, you know, and honestly, I also think it's the corporate people that don't know who they put in position that think that they know how to run the radio station.
100%.
So now you're looking at certain PDs like, what are you doing? You know, but at the same time, you know, you're following their lead. It is what it is, but yeah, you know.
Radio got corporate too. That's a problem too. It got super corporate. It's not like a mom and pop shop like it used to be either. You know, like they're getting orders and demands from and instructions from people that live in fucking Boston and New York and like, you know what I mean, like on what to do in Miami. It's crazy, but yeah, bro. So where do you see yourself now? Shout out to you got your new party in La Mesa on Sundays.
You know you know, before that, you know, I found myself not wanting going to terrestrial radio no more because, you know, once upon a time I got a phone call from LL Cool J offering me a contract to be part of Rock the Bells, and it's like, you know, I think it's every DJ's dream to be on Sirius XM. You know what I mean? So I was always wanted to do that, figuring it out. So when he gave me that call and make that happen, it was an honor, you know, and you know, he lets me do my own thing. Casey, I tell this to everybody, it's a great feeling to program your own show and not hear from a PD.
Yeah, bro.
Like it's going on 4 years and I haven't heard from L or my PD. Like, what you doing? Why are you playing this or this and this and that? No, you asked me to do a job. It's
they trust you.
Bells.
Yeah.
You trust me. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, if you want to break a record from Boss Man D-Lo, you could, but surrounded by Tropical Quest and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what makes my show exciting on the weekend. Actually, the #1 show on the weekend. You know what I mean?
Plug it. When is it? Where?
On 9 o'clock, Sirius XM Channel 43 at Rock the Bells. LL Cool J Rock the Bells at 9 p.m. Eastern time, and it also plays again at 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, and once L decided to put me at that position, it kind of lifted my spirit coming out that pandemic. Because when he called me, it wasn't a pandemic, and now I was at a low. Yeah. At that time,
a lot of people were, bro.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I lived my life pretty cool. I had a good life. You know what I mean? Coming out of, you know, high school, Killian, you know, rocking parties, going overseas, I had a good life. But that pandemic hit, it was designed to smack me, bring me down, let me know who was my friends and who's not. I had to cut like 20, 25 people out my life. Like some of them you even know personally. Like, you know, no, don't stay away from me. You know, at my party, once upon a time I had a strip club party, Playhouse Mondays. 5 years straight.
That was a legendary run too. That was a legendary run, bro. Forgot about that era.
The worst night of the week, Monday. Just 5 years straight, just holding it down. My own party. Great. And towards the end, you know, got into a situation where somebody put something in my drink and end up in Overtown in the back alley in my car, waking up just.
Damn, I think I remember you telling me that, bro.
Yeah, you know, some broad did some funny shit, you know what I mean? And then I found out other people that was involved, and that's where I just kind of like that shutdown, that cold that you said you was talking about. I that's where I became that person. Like I don't give a fuck about nobody. Yeah, because if you don't show any care for me or my family, my circle,
That's real.
back up. Like,
That's
you know
real.
what I mean? So once I learned that and doing the station for LL, I I learned how to start moving towards these brunch parties, these old school parties, different cities that have these type of parties. And, once I saw some of these old school parties in Miami, I'm like, I got Rock the Bells. Like, why, I could do that myself. So, of course, I'm from Kendall. So why wouldn't I want to just bring that back to Kendall and bring the reunion of all the people I used to know around there to come there? And, La Mesa it was supposed to start at Blue Martini, but Blue Martini closed.
Right.
So there's some people at La Mesa that I knew there that said, bring the party over there. And we've been doing that ever since, once a month. Once a month, you know what I mean? You're going to be there next month.
December 29th.
Yes,
We
December
there,
29th, yeah.
Okay, so once a month. How's it been, bro? How's
It's
the
been
vibes?
great. Like I said, I started off at Blue Martini, and then one week I bought Waggy Tea. When that was a crazy night. Papa Key did it this past Sunday. You know what I mean? And I just decided to bring, friends of mine, the DJ Epps and friends, that love those type of music, love to spin those type of music, and come vibe in Kendall, because not a lot of DJs, not a lot of people get to go party in Kendall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's real.
So
It's local.
Yeah, I'm making that mark for myself over there. But at the same time, Saucy Buddha and Wynwood, we got the Timeless Thursday dinner party there.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? And yeah, man, just like I said, man, just growing to be better how I move and who I deal with, man, because
Got you. How are you?
it's when you're your own manager, your own PR, your own everything.
Peace.
Yeah.
How are you? How do you feel about music right now? Like the state of music, the state of hip hop. Where you at with it? I mean, I think Afro beats is getting big.
Afro beats I'm Haitian, so that sound always been there.
Yeah.
To me, you know what I mean. Before that, it was reggaeton, and now it's Afrobeat, and it's always that
Rhythm.
Caribbean rhythm. So I love it. I love that Africa is getting their movement, they're getting their shine. It was just no different like when reggaeton started, and Puerto Rico was getting their shine, Dembo's getting their shine, and DR and all that. Hip hop wise, oh man. I'm not mad at it, Casey. We're DJs. We love music no matter what. We love the feud that happened with Kendrick and Drake. We like I'm cool with the new sound like Bossman D-Lo or the Moneybagg Yo and stuff like that. I kind of like, but there is some songs that I could see made it made a turn for people like Lil Durk, and I recently turned on the gram today and I see Kodak in I think Chicago, and they throwing a bottle at him, and I'm like, if niggas came to Miami and performed here, I know Miami behavior would never be like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Why it gotta be like that over there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know these young kids are wild, bro.
Yeah.
These new kids are wild, bro. So, I mean, I don't know, bro.
And I think that's when God placed me at Rock the Bells, because
you get to cater to your demo, bro. That's the best. Instead of trying to be like, cater to these kids. That's where I'm at. Like I'm at that age now to where like I'd rather cater to the people I went to high school with, bro. And like, cause that's where my soul is, like I could still rock all the current stuff and kill it, but
I don't care to go to Rolling Loud. I don't care to go to Rolling Loud, and unless an artist wants me to go play for him, DJ for him. But I don't. You're right. I don't care to roam around that crowd unless my son asked me to take him or something like that. But nah. I rather do these parties early and get back home early.
Yeah. Does your son put you onto music?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He puts me on to a lot of joints. He picked up the controller without me even showing him, and he
Fire.
Yeah, he figured it
Damn,
out.
did you post about that? I think I saw
Yeah,
it.
definitely.
Oh, that's right. How's that going,
Yeah,
bro? That's good to bro.
he
That's
already
dope.
made a couple of stacks, like
Yeah, that's
doing
dope
parties.
to see because it's like the OGs, like even it's you and now your son DJ Laz and his son is DJ now. Shout out to Julian. Like that's dope to see. Who else has a son that's probably DJing? I don't know. Maybe Khaled's son will pick up DJing. Who knows? Like,
No,
what?
I think
He's going
that
golf.
little man's gonna be a basketball player.
Yeah.
I see it in him. Like he wants to be a baller.
Yeah. We'll see, but it's crazy. Like how's it going with your son in the DJ thing? Like, are you helping him out? Does he kind of want his own independence? How?
Yeah. Listen, man. I helped him out by putting the program in his computer in his room, and he figured out how to record himself. He raps too. He I'm telling you, I didn't have to help him out with none of that. It's like it's in the blood.
Yeah, he wants to figure it out himself, bro. He's passionate,
and he's good at it. And at the same time, he does his football. He got good grades. He's doing it. My little daughter, 9 years old, she's doing the hip hop kids, and she's dancing all over the place, and she's a monster with it. So that it's going great with my kids, and I'm glad to balance that off as a man, as a husband, as a dad. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I always say the flyest shit in this music industry is to be a family man, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like this industry, there's not a lot of them. So when I see people like you, when I see people like Camilo, when I see people like Laz, when I see people who are family men, you know what I'm saying? Like they're men that take care of their family, they got kids, they didn't let the industry change them, that's admirable, bro. Like that's the goal, is to be a family man in this shit. That's just
definitely. And when like I said earlier, when I see somebody just not, they didn't find nobody, or they just still smoking, drinking, and they just still back there doing back then shit. It's like, come on, man. Like, I guess this is why I had to move away from certain things. And with that shit in the pandemic, I learned to no more drinking, no more smoking. Yeah. I mean? Even though I wasn't abusing it like that, but I just learned to cut it out, period. Yeah. And it just keeps me awake and, moving a little better. How do you feel about, the death that's been happening lately, especially with DJs and whatnot, man?
What do you mean?
Which
death?
Man, this year alone, I know at least 20 people that passed away, whether they were famous or whether they were my friends or family.
Really?
Yeah, yo. It all started at the top of the year for me, for Mr. C.
Mr. C was one. I know.
And then it just rolled
rest
out
in peace,
every
Prince
month.
Marky D, but like who?
No, but Marky D was way back.
Before.
But this year alone,
who else? Epps? Who else?
Man, from Quincy Jones to B. King to Clark Kent to DJ Polo.
Oh, okay.
It was just rolling out. And like I said, it didn't even have to be just DJs. It was just also celebrities too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, is there something in the water?
Take care of yourself, bro. Yeah, there's something in the water. There's something in the food. It's all poisonous, bro. I don't want to get into this shit, but all the food in this country is straight poison. And you got to be very mindful. You got to be very mindful on what you eat, how you eat. And be mindful of the energy out, the exercise, and make sure you're active and moving. And like, that's what it is, bro. Like, cause shit is hard out here. People are not moving around enough. People are eating terrible. It's just poison, bro. So, I mean, I'm not going to say any of those people that was the reason, but I'm just going to say, like, take care of yourself.
Right.
Your mental, your physical, your spiritual, your emotional, take care of all of it.
Right. Right.
But
so, yeah, man, the DJ Epps story is definitely a documentary I would like to put out, and let everybody see, a young kid from New York just come to Miami, made a name for himself, and grab hip hop, grab the music industry by the neck and just squeezed it. And
yeah, who what do you see now? Like, what is your focus now? Where do you assess, like, what's the plan? Where do you see Epps with his brand?
At the end of the day, it's probably just some low key investments and whatnot, and moving forward, taking care of my family. One thing I did learn is that, putting out music, not only putting out music, but distributing music for other artists too as well. You know,
Okay.
exclusive music has become the new distro kid, the new TuneCore.
Plug that, bro. Plug that. Let
Yeah,
people
you
know
know what I
what
mean?
that is.
Exclusive music.
Exclusive.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I kind of decided to go that route and with Empire, thank you to, you know, them boys over there at Empire, they opened up a portal for me to distribute music. And, you know, that the thing is with now, when people want to put out their music, you know, you're gonna want to come through me because here's the thing, the difference between me and DistroKid and TuneCore and those other platforms is that you got DJ Epps pushing it for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, they just gonna put it in stores, that's it. You know what I mean? But when you have a DJ Epps and some of his DJ friends helping pushing your brand, then you know you're gonna have a record like Good Energy and my show, your Show Us Your Flex and stuff like that. So
Fire, bro.
yeah.
I heard that new record you just put out. It sounds
Trippin'.
good, bro.
Yeah, Trippin' is the new one I just put out with Sharper Than a Razor and Third World Dawn. You know, and it was just all about linking up with certain artists and just trying to figure out the hit records and how to push them, you know what I mean? You know, recently got some new production from Manny Fresh and, you know, getting ready to work with some other artists from the Bay Area and, of course, up top New York. So, yeah, you know, just, and I get to see, I see how to, with my platform, what we do on social media, you know, my radio station, you know, I figure out the formula how to break a record even better, more effective now. And that's what it is, man. And with Empire helping me out and they show me the ways and I see them checks coming in.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing.
Fire, bro. And some reggae, bro. We needed some dance hall, some reggae, like you
Yeah,
know?
definitely, man. You know, at the end of the day, man, you know, I think that's our job as DJs. We need to help out some of these dance hall artists, even the Afrobeat artists, even the reggaeton artists. You know what I mean? I went to DR. I met, you know, with a couple of artists over there that need help. You know what I mean? Went to the Alafoque station and you know they taught me their culture and you know the help they need. You know, getting their music played over here. So you know that's what it's all about, man. Because some DJs cannot. They don't know how to break a record, or they don't know how to play a new record in the middle of a party without disturbing the dance floor. You know,
That's
what I mean?
real. Yeah.
But I learned to do that, and we just keep that moving.
What okay, let's do your 5 top MCs right now. The DJ Epps top 5 MCs.
Dead or alive, or
Dead or alive.
you know, I'm not really always good with that, but you know, as I'm on Rock the Bell sometimes, and I'm playing some of these records, and I'm like, damn, man, this nigga Nas is really the truth. Man. You know what I mean?
It's a good one, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of them. And then you listen to, you know, I think my top 5s is like almost like everybody. But this era, this time, I really like Moneybagg Yo.
Okay.
I like his flow. I like his bounce. I like his sound.
His tone, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's pretty dope. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, Kendrick Lamar really surprised me with all the stuff that he's going through.
Yeah.
It made me pay attention to him even more now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you definitely Biggie, Jay, you know, Pac. I wasn't a big Pac fan like that till I got on Rock the Bells. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what?
Do you have any artists from the crib that you like right now?
Grimas, you know, he's on my team.
He's dope.
Yeah, he's on my team with Weedham Zoes, Stitches. She's a dope MC. You know, Boss Man D-Lo. I like his movement. I like his sound.
Okay.
I always like Ball Greasy.
Ball Greasy's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Underrated. Definitely
Yeah,
underrated.
Definitely underrated. You know what I mean? I think that man deserves more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And hate it or love it, man. Fat Boy was always one of the best, man. Ross is just cool as fuck, man.
Yeah.
He's just cool as fuck, man.
Yeah, he always been humble and
yeah, man.
And he doesn't forget where
and,
he comes from.
Yeah, and the way he delivered his rhyme, it just always Miami, but also had a New York swag to it for some reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I fucks with it.
Because he was spitting, bro. Like, you know. He had a little bit of Biggie in him, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he had a little bit of Biggie in him.
Yeah.
You know, still does.
I like Billy Blue. I love how he just stay on the road with Lupe and he gets his flowers everywhere he go.
Fire. His tone is fire.
Big time, you know, repping them Haitians and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Dope. Epps, tell people you got your new show, plug your social media, let everybody know where they can follow you.
Monday to Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern on my IG Live, or of course all my platforms, Twitch, Facebook Live, is the DJ Epps and Friends show. Like Monday we do New Music Mondays, Tuesday Celebrity Tuesdays, which I hope to get you on there soon. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I get on the turntables and rock out if I'm not DJing on the outside world. So that's at DJ Epps, everything across the board. Rock the Bells, Sirius XM Channel 43. If you don't have satellite radio, I suggest you subscribe to that and get that.
Isn't it free, bro? I think someone posted it, bro.
Sometimes.
It's free till December 4th or
sometimes
they'll
put a deal out there, you know what I mean? They'll let you rock out for 2-3 months, you know what I mean? To see how you like it. And you know what's good about that too? It was brought to my attention that a lot of people, when I got on, I was teaching a lot of people to go subscribe to it and they would come fuck with it. You know what I mean? At that time, my show was going up against Who Kid on a Saturday. Kid Capri on a Saturday. He was on a Saturday. Kid Capri, for whatever reason, he left Serious Fly. Who Kid's on all day Saturday. So by the time you reach 9 o'clock, you're gonna want to do something else, and everybody comes to me. So they 3 million subscribers listening to Epps made my show the number 1 show on the weekend or in the world. Period. So that's 9 p.m. Sirius XM Channel 43, LL Cool J Rock the Bells Radio. Also plays at 1 o'clock in the morning as well.
Fire. And then all your socials?
Yeah, at DJ Epps, everything, like I said, across the board. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, hit me up. If you need your music, broken, you need help getting your music out there, we're here for you. My platform is your platform, you know what I mean? That's why we built that for you guys through the pandemic till now. It's funny how a lot of DJs was DJing on the gram in the pandemic, and when it was time to go back outside,
they stopped.
I kept on, D-Nice kept on, and that's it. I
forgot, bro.
Tony Touch, I think, stays on sometimes, you know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Fire, bro. DJ Epps, appreciate you coming through. It's love.
KC
legend
Chop,
in the building.
Man. Yo, thank you for having me. And like I said, man, you probably don't have to hear it from me, but I love what you're doing. I've seen your growth ever since I met you since day one, and you've always been A1, so I appreciate that.
Thank you, my brother. We have a long history of doing this shit, bro. We've done so many different parties together, and whenever we cross paths, it's always been love, bro. Always respect. We've been going at this for a long time, bro. So
and we're gonna keep on going. And I want to plug this too, man. KC Chop is coming to my Throwback Sunday party in Kendall La Mesa, December 29th.
December
Sunday.
29th.
Yeah,
Mark it in your
man.
calendar. I'm gonna tear the roof off that place.
Party starts at 6 p.m. So pull up, come have dinner, and then by that nighttime, we're gonna have some fun.
There it is, DJ